The war had raged for decades. Stars that once twinkled with the light of civilization now flickered with the flames of conflict. The Chthoni, an alien race of unparalleled aggression, had pushed humanity to the brink. Earth, once a vibrant blue jewel, now lay scarred and on the cusp of defeat. But from the ashes of despair, a plan emerged that carried the weight of humanity's last hope. It was codenamed Operation Last Dawn. Aboard the UNS Deliverance, hidden in the shadow of a dying star, the Specters assembled. They were the elite, the silent saviors handpicked for a mission that was as much a suicide run as it was a strategic strike. Captain Ethan Locke Reynolds, the leader and the soul of the Specters, was the epitome of resolve. Lieutenant Raul Saber Ramirez, second in command, moved with lethal grace, a warrior poet whose verses were etched in blood. Sergeant Hana Valkyrie Ito, tactician extraordinaire, with a mind sharper than any blade. Corporal Jack Torch Maddox, demolitionist, the bringer of fire and fury, whose laughter echoed even in the face of doom. They gathered in the gloom of the hangar, their mission clear: infiltrate planet Xerxes, disable the Chthoni energy shield, and enable the glassing that would turn the tide of war. The stealth dropship, a Spectre itself, cut through the atmosphere of Xerxes with the silence of a falling leaf. It landed in the desolation of what was once a thriving forest, now a graveyard of charred trees and silence. The Specters moved with a purpose, their gear a symphony of clicks and whirs as they prepared to breach the heart of darkness. An obsidian monolith stood before them, the Chthoni stronghold. Valkyrie's EMP pulse sent it into temporary slumber. Saber's plasma torch whispered through the metal like a secret. Torch's charges were placed with the care of a painter adding the final touches to a masterpiece. They entered the belly of the beast, unseen, a ghost squad in the land of shadows. The facility came alive, a labyrinth of danger with the Specters at its center. Alarms blared, lights flickered, and the enemy descended like a storm of locusts. The Specters fought with precision, their movements a choreographed ballet set to the dirge of gunfire and the sharp staccato of orders. Locke's voice was the thread that held the tapestry of their operation together, unwavering and absolute. The core of the shield generator pulsed with alien energy, a blue heart beating within the fortress. Torch's explosives embraced it like a lover as the Specters prepared to deliver the kiss of death. Yet, as they set their trap, the Chthoni elite guard arrived, a titan amongst drones. The battle was fierce, the outcome uncertain until Saber's blade sang true, and Torch's fire consumed the enemy. With a detonation that shook the foundations of the world, the shield faltered and fell. The Specters, battered but unbroken, made their retreat as the once impenetrable facility began to crumble around them. Their path to the extraction was a gauntlet of desperation, with the Chthoni horde at their heels and the sky splitting open as the Deliverance rained fire upon the planet's surface. The Specters' last stand was a testament to their legend. They held the line with a ferocity that would be etched into the annals of history. Each round fired, each enemy felled, was a declaration that humanity would not go quietly into the night. With the Deliverance looming above, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos, the Specters boarded as the planet below them turned to glass, a pyre for the Chthoni and their fallen brethren. Within the Deliverance, the Specters allowed themselves a moment of respite. Their bodies bore the scars of battle, but their spirits remained untamed. Locke addressed his team, not as their captain, but as a brother. Today you have rewritten our fate. Our children will grow under peaceful skies because of what you've done. You have not only saved humanity, you have defined it. The Deliverance set its course for Earth, a path lit by the flames of victory and the dawn of a new era. As the Deliverance cut its path through the stars, the Specters sat in silence, each lost in their own thoughts. The adrenaline of battle had faded, leaving behind the raw reality of their survival. They were a team that had faced the abyss and pulled each other back from the edge. Locke stared into the void, the weight of command heavy on his shoulders. He had led these soldiers into hell, and by some miracle they had all returned. His heart was a battleground of pride and sorrow for the countless others who had not been as fortunate. The journey back to Earth was long, the silence a stark contrast to the cacophony of war they had left behind. It was a time for healing and reflection, a time to honor the fallen and to prepare for the future. As they neared their home planet, the Specters gathered at the viewport, gazing upon the blue orb that had been their cradle and now stood as their salvation. Earth, with its swirling clouds and vast oceans, had never seemed so precious. The Specters' return was met with celebration, the skies alight with fireworks and the streets filled with cheering crowds. They were hailed as the saviors of humanity, the brave souls who had snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Yet, as they stood on the podium, medals pinned to their chests, the Specters knew the true cost of their triumph. They remembered the faces of those who had sacrificed everything, whose valor had paved the way for this moment. In the aftermath of celebration, the Specters found themselves adrift in a world that had moved on without them. They had become symbols of hope, but within, they grappled with the shadows of war that lingered in their minds. Lock, Saber, Valkyrie, and Torch, they each sought solace in their own way. Some found it in continuing to serve, others in the embrace of family, or the quiet solitude of nature. But always they carried with them the bond forged in the fires of battle, unbreakable and eternal. Years passed, and the tale of the Specters grew in legend. They were the subject of stories and songs, a beacon of human perseverance and the indomitable will to survive against all odds. But more than that, they were the harbingers of a new beginning. The war had ended, not with the annihilation of an enemy, but with the hope for a future where such conflict would no longer darken the stars. Locke often looked up at the night sky, the twinkling lights a reminder of those who had given their all. We carry on, he would say, not because we are untouched by the past, but because we have been changed by it, made stronger and more human. As the anniversaries came and went, the Specters became a timeless emblem of humanity's fight for survival. Their mission, Operation Last Dawn, was remembered as the moment when the tide turned and peace was given a chance to flourish. On a quiet hill overlooking the sea, a monument stood in honor of those who had fought. Engraved upon it were the names of the fallen, and at its base, 4 figures would often be seen standing side by side, their gazes lost in the horizon. Locke, Saber, Valkyrie, and Torch, the Specters, eternal guardians of a dawn that they had delivered to humanity through their courage, sacrifice, and unwavering conviction that in the darkest times hope would always find a way. And so, their story ended, but their legacy would forever burn bright in the annals of human history, a testament to the spirit that would always strive towards the light, towards an eternal dawn.